How's it going, Fish Fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. Oh, my hair is askew. My hair is okay. That'll do. Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. Now, if this is your first time hanging out with us, just so you know, in case it wasn't obvious by all of the Naruto manga behind me, I was originally, my Naruto shirt, I was originally a Naruto fanboy, but over the past 18 months, I have been expanding my horizons by watching One Piece. So far, it's been pretty, listen, it's been pretty good. It has not replaced Naruto as my favorite, but I am enjoying One Piece. I've been hearing a lot of debate whenever I'm in, Discord servers with people in like the anime community about, One Piece isn't that good. It doesn't get good until whatever. It's, it's not worth the time commitment. I've read it X amount of times. It's trash. I only read it so that way I can tell people who like it how bad it is, which to me is get a life, brother. That's like the ultimate form of you need to get outside, touch some grass, is reading a manga that spans 30 years out of spite. That's ridiculous behaviors. All that to say, me personally, I've been enjoying One Piece. I could see myself at some point in time ending up getting a One Piece tattoo, but as of right now, I have finished my lower leg. So now I am going to just be saving money for the next decade and a half to be able to afford getting the rest of my leg done. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but getting good tattoos is pretty fucking expensive. It's a time investment. I can definitely see myself in the future getting a Sanji tattoo. I know, you guys keep telling me that in Thriller Bark, there's going to be a moment where I start to hate Sanji. That still hasn't happened. Do I think he is a little freak for wanting the devil fruit power to be able to peep on people in the showers? Yes, but I've known he was a freak this whole time, so it doesn't really change my opinion of him, just sort of reinforces that belief, Just so you are aware though, outside of watching One Piece, I'm also watching Frieren, I'm also watching movies, we read manga on stream, we do music, I'm watching a lot of stuff. By the time this is coming out, I think I'm still watching Vigilantes, I'm pretty sure, but Dawn Season 2 is coming out soon. One Punch Man Season 3 is coming out. I got a Moomin Rider tattoo on my leg, so I am fucking stoked for One Punch Man Season 3. I'm excited for One Punch Man Season 3. The last time we left off in One Piece, I feel like we are about to get to a point where it's just going to be straight hands for the rest of the arc. In terms of, we got Zoro fighting Brooks' zombie. We got Chopper and Robin fighting both Sanji and Zoro's zombie and Hogback. What else? We got Nami and Sanji fighting Absalom. And then Luffy is fighting Gecko Moria and Gecko Moria's shadow, but we also have that giant fucking Luffy zombie that has to come back into play at some point. Usopp just mentally destroyed Perona. He used his powers of depression, and then he beat her to death with his Usopp hammer, obviously. I'm trying to think if there is anything else major that we've missed. I don't think there is. Honestly, I'm just kind of excited to get straight into it. I feel like we're at a really good point in One Piece. I'm probably going to be watching a few episodes today. I'm hoping that these couple of episodes of One Piece put me into a pretty good mood, because I was watching Frieren yesterday, and that just had me crying at like the middle of the day on a Tuesday. I was watching it on my lunch break for work, and I don't know why, but that episode in particular just hit really, really fucking hard. Yeah. If you haven't already checked out my Frieren videos, bro, watch my Frieren videos, because One Piece, we're kind of just here vibing a little bit, outside of the reviews and the tier list videos, because The reviews and the tier list videos are where I do a lot of my like actual yapping and discussions about everything, but the individual episode reviews, we're kind of just here hanging out. It's just me kicking it with my homies watching One Piece. That's what this is at the end of the day. Yeah, but I don't want to delay this any further. I want to just get right into it. Oh, let me grab my headphones, but like someone who is prepared to make a YouTube video would have done 5 minutes ago. All right, let's just get into it. Don't look.
ZORO 対 RYUMA.
They've been going hard on the music in One Piece lately. There's no subtitles. Someone tell me what the fuck that just said. Someone tell me what that said. There was no subtitles. I don't know what it said. Hell yeah. Time for Zoro to get a new sword, baby. Yes. Yep. He said, yeah, I'm gonna take it. Yeah. Brooke, you ain't got that dog like Zoro does. Oh right! Zoro only has 2 swords. Yeah. Zoro's only at like half strength right now. He doesn't even have a bandana on his head. He's not even trying. I like how the other swordsmen in One Piece can just sense each other's aura. They're like, damn, this Zoro guy, he got that dog in him. He's strong as hell. I can just tell. Oh, shit. I like how Brooke is like, yeah, that's my move. I can't do it that good, though. Yeah, no, we got that part. That part we know. Brother, Zoro doesn't even have his bandana on yet. The duel hasn't started yet. Huh? Bro, the name of Zoro's moves are so ridiculous. Like, it's something like a 12-year-old would name their fighting moves, you know? But he's just doing it unironically. Bro said, Demon Magma Bore. Yeah, this kind of seems like a we need 9 sword style type fight, you know? Like, this would be the fight where it's like, yeah, we gotta turn it up to 11. But once again, Zoro still doesn't even have his bandana on. So I know he's not even trying. I like that Frankie's like, yeah, we're getting the fuck out of here, bro. He said, let's go. He said, we need to get out of here, skedaddle, before these two destroy us on accident. Alright, bro. He's not gonna fall, brother. He's got too much aura that acts as a gravitational pull. Zoro is just, he's too busy aura farming to fall. Never mind. Maybe he'll fall. Aw, shit. Now he has the high ground. You know what that means.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Because they're just better, bro. They're better. That's all it... Listen, just take everything they're doing, know it's impressive, and then just say, damn, they're way better. Like, you just have to know it. They're just better. That's all it is. Damn, he hit him with that thrust level 2. God damn, bro. Why Zoro gotta be so cool? Just for no reason, he gotta be so cool. I mean, it looked like he cut Zombie, but did Zombie cut Zoro? Because the Zombie can take some scratches. Wait, what? Bro, do not tell me the Wada-ichi monkey can actually kill some zombies. He got him with that itchy monkey, and it actually is gonna kill some zombies. Damn. He just knows all. Zoro didn't even have to put on his bandana to beat bro. He only used 2 swords. He didn't put on his bandana. Bro had no shot against Zoro. Imagine 9 sword style Zoro. Brother was cooked from the jump. Never had a chance. No! Of course he wasn't. He was very clearly not taking you seriously. Yeah. Says, yours now, bucko. Passing it down the chain. Listen, brother, it had to happen sooner or later. You already lost once. You already lost once or you wouldn't be in this predicament. Alright, take that shit back. You can have it back. I don't want it anymore. He's so stoked. He's so stoked. Yeah, he hasn't had his shadow in years. I feel like eventually, I know we're gonna go to Wano, and I feel like this sword is gonna be a major point of contention when that happens. They're gonna be like, hey, ain't that Shisui? Bro, just whispering. Yeah. Crazy that they thought they could fight Oars. Yeah. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. That's all he did. Y'all are lucky he didn't do much worse. Imagine Oars with the devil fruit. Y'all are cooked. This whole island dead instantly. I mean, Our crew also already took out all these general zombies. They just, you know, they got back up. What the hell do you think you're gonna do, buddy? Y'all cannot do anything against him. You will do no such thing. So move out of my way. Move. I don't know what they thought they were doing. Yeah. Because he knows that if he got into a scuffle, he'd be knocked the fuck out. He knows that he can't win an actual fight, so he has to use his devil fruit. Yeah. Alright. Punch him in the face. Stretch and punch him in the face, Luffy. Oh yeah. Like if he can't beat Gecko Moria before Oars gets here, that's a fucking problem. Like what's gonna... Is it gonna be like the whole crew versus Oars? Because the way this fight with Gecko Moria is going, I can't see Luffy soloing Oars after fighting Gecko Moria and Gecko Moria. Well, I feel like he's not even really having to fight Gecko Moria. Because, like, his shadow's doing all the work. Like, let's be honest. And I get it. I mean, the Devil Fruit users rely heavily on their powers, right? But I feel like in his case, it just doesn't seem like he has to do anything, you know? Like, he just... It's almost like his power is kind of independent of him. Whereas everyone else, it seems like they use their power and they also fuck you up, you know? Like, even in the case of Blackbeard and Ace, like, he would use his power, draw an ace, punch him in the fucking face, you know? I don't know. It seems like his power, it fits his character for sure, and it fits, like, the overall narrative of where we're at. But I don't know. I feel like it's a unique devil fruit for sure in terms of like the ability, because I feel like everyone else, they have an ability where they're, you know, kind of, they're using their body to a certain extent, but for Gecko Moria, it seems like it's just like a force outside of him, you know? Because even for like Blackbeard, it's like it's something that he's generating, right? But for Gecko Moria, it's like so many random ass stipulations have to occur for him to use his ability. I don't know. His ability seems really powerful, but I think it just seems that way because we got put into the situation because we didn't know about his power and how it works. I feel like once you know about his abilities, he's less of a threat, right? I do feel like it's going to end up being like our whole crew versus Oars. I'm not sure if that means we're going to actually beat Gecko Moria here or not, or if we're just he's going to end up fleeing once Luffy pieces him up a couple of times. Like, I don't know. He just doesn't seem like he'd be sticking around for an even fight, right? I can't remember who said it, but he looks like the type who wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, you know? Wow, what a dated fucking lyric. Holy. Yeah, we're just going straight into the next one because I'm just rambling and I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about at this point. Yeah, we're just going straight into the next episode.
Chopper, Gekido, Hogback, Mano Ijutsu.
Don't look. Hey, something about Chopper though. I know something about Chopper and Hogback. I know there's like a One Piece laugh type video, something like that. Guess the One Piece laugh or something. I gotta do that at some point, right? I mean, he's kind of still Sanji, but yeah, mostly not Sanji anymore.
死んだ人にも残された人たちにも言い損ねた言葉がたくさんあるはずだ。もう一度死者を呼び起こす手段があるなら、たとえそれが邪道の医学と一緒。
Damn. Oh my god. Bro, he's talking about Hero Look, right? He's talking about Hero Look. He's like, yeah, I never got a chance to say goodbye. Because that's what doctors do, dummy! He thought you were a good doctor. You're not. You're a piece of shit. So, yeah, I fucking hate... I love that. It's... I mean, I feel like it's probably the same with, like, every job where it's like, yeah, the worst part about the job? The customers. If it wasn't for the customers, I'd love this job. Yeah, he said, you're not a doctor, bro. You're a piece of shit. But they're not, though. You literally just made them slaves for Gecko Moria. What are you talking about? Opportunity at life. Bro, what? What a disgusting piece of shit, dude.
できましたよ、先生。
すまねえ。完全にボタンをつけてもらっちまうとは。
いいんですよ。
Yeah, the fucking nervous laugh sounds a lot different from your regular laugh, bro. Bro, just nervous laughing. Brother, just because of your job, it does not mean you're entitled to like anyone else's love. Your reputation does not entitle you to other people's affection. I like that he was always a vampire. It's not like he just switched up his aesthetic to join Gecko Moria's crew. Bro, what an absolute freak. You know how, like, screwed up in the head you have to be to go through the mental gymnastics to say, yeah, this is something that's okay. I deserve this. I am a doctor, so I should be allowed to have some sort of weird zombie slave that... Brother. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. What an insane thing to say. My wife would not be my wife if she wasn't a pain in the ass. If she just looked the way she looked and had a different personality, she'd be a different person. Bro, Chopper's gonna beat the shit out of you. A mediocre doctor? You don't know shit about his medicinal practices. Chopper, kill this man. Kill this man, Chopper. Yeah. Chopper, kill this man. Get him out of my sight. Oh, you think it's funny? You think this is funny? You want to see a monster, buddy? I'll show you a goddamn monster. I'm about to feed Rumble Balls to Chopper. See what happens. See what happens. You want to talk about monsters? See what happens. Chopper, I don't think she can do anything about this, brother. I don't know if you can, like, reason with the zombies. I'm pretty sure they're fucked. Like, they're already... Yeah, exactly. They're just fucking puppets, bro. I don't think you can talk them out of being zombies. Wait. Did he actually talk them out of being zombies? He said, hey, why don't you guys just not be zombies anymore? Y'all have got to have figured out how to feed them salt by now. Come on, man. Okay? Sanji versus Zoro zombie? The one part of their personality you cannot get rid of, no matter how hard you try, is the fact that they fucking hate each other. You cannot get rid of that part of their personality. Even when they become zombies, they're gonna hate each other for eternity. Yeah, even without their memories, they still just hate each other with a passion. Bro, are you stupid? Are you stupid? I thought you were like a big brain doctor, brother. Didn't you cure death? Didn't you cure death? This you? Big genius doctor? Ordering the zombies that are on your side to just jump out the fucking window? Dumbass? That you? See? And that's what makes them human. That's the difference between humans and zombies, bro. They say, yeah, no, we're not jumping out the window. Yeah. He said, we actually don't need to put salt in their mouths. Luffy's gonna handle it either way. Huh? You're just gonna, yeah, I'll give you another shadow. It's fine. It'll replace it. Don't worry. Well, we'll just, you know, then what's the point, bro? That's a whole different ass person. Said what? Damn. Yeah. No matter what you do, eventually somebody's spirit's gonna break. You trap them for eternity in this body where they just wanted to be fucking dead. Fuck. Okay. Well, the rest of the crew isn't there yet. So we're low-key kind of cooked. Because I cannot see Luffy beating Oars by himself, right? Like, I know Luffy's strong. Luffy beat Lucci. But Oars seems like a different entity entirely. We don't even have words for the type of being that Oars is. We don't understand what the fuck he is. Because he's not a giant. He's bigger than a giant. He got horns. He's some sort of demon monster. We don't even know what the fuck Oars is. So I don't know how we're supposed to beat him. Other than literally just, we gotta put salt in Oars' mouth. That's the only way we can beat him. Thank God he has such a tremendous fucking weakness, because otherwise we would be cooked. But again, they are hinging everything on the hopes of Luffy winning the fight. But now Luffy is solo, essentially 3v1, because he's got to fight Gecko Moria's Shadow, Oars, and Gecko Moria. And he has to, at a bare minimum, has to beat the fucking brakes off of Gecko Moria. Because if he can't, like, kill or defeat or make Gecko Moria release everyone, then we got a lot of work to do. We got to go hunt down zombies and shove salt in their mouths. But if Luffy beats Gecko Moria, then we're in business. The issue is Gecko Moria is not going to make this a fair fight. It's going to be 3v1. It's going to be multiple v1. Like, Luffy is not in for a fair fight, and Gecko Moria at no point is planning to just be like, okay, you know what, I give up. Like, that shit's not going to happen. So I feel like what it's going to have to come down to is it's going to be like the end of Water 7, where it's going to have to be a whole crew effort at the end of the day. So I feel like we're going to be waiting a while for all of these fights to wrap up, because everyone else has to pull up and get there to help Luffy in time, right? Otherwise, like, what are we doing, you know? You know, this is quickly turning into a lot more emotional of an arc than I expected it to be. This, initially, it was just a bunch of goofy shit with, like, some zombies and vampires and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. You know, we were just running around doing a bunch of goofy ass shit. We had some disco zombies, but now, as we're coming to the end of this arc, we're getting to, like, this crazy existential crisis where a major plot point kind of revolves around what does it actually mean to be human? You know, is it just we can walk around, therefore we're human? Is it just, you know, we're in a body, so we're alive? Like, what does it mean to be alive? And at no point during the course of this arc up to this point did I expect there to be some sort of, you know, groundbreaking existential debate on what it means to be alive. That was not something that I had on my bingo card at all. But now that we've gotten to the point, it just makes a lot of sense that that would be what we're talking about during this arc, you know? Like, of course, at a certain point, we're coming to a head where it's like, okay, you know, we've been bringing all these people back to life. Like, sort of the whole thing that started this research was the fact that I loved someone and I girlfriend zoned them, but they had just friend zoned me. They were in love with someone else and then they died. But you know what? I'm going to take it upon myself to say I'm going to bring them back to life because I want to own them. That should be mine. I am a doctor, obviously, so I should get to decide who's alive, and if I decide you're alive, that means you belong to me. And then we get to the crux of it all, which is just like, okay, but what kind of life is that? Is someone who is living, quote unquote, purely for the purpose of serving someone else, is that like a life? Is that what all it amounts to? Is just, you know, you can move around and follow orders, therefore you're alive? This is turning out to be a much more deeply emotional and, I don't know, it's a much more philosophical arc than it implied it was going to be on the surface, you know? It's getting interesting towards the end, I'll just say that. Yeah, I gotta grab a quick snack before I watch some more One Piece, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna check out the next couple of episodes. You guys will be seeing them in a couple of days, or if you've joined the channel memberships, you can probably already watch them by the time this video is coming out. I don't know, it just depends on the schedule, but potentially if you join the channel memberships, you probably can already watch them. If you want to talk to me about One Piece more like long form and have a more in-depth discussion about it, join the Discord, linked always down in the description. We talk about manga, movies, One Piece, we do game nights, so if you're interested in any of that, join the Discord. We also stream on Tuesdays, talk about manga and music, so yeah, follow me there if you want to check that out. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next one.